Hello, this is Max Drake. I'm going to try and replicate the app that will actually create all of these icons through here, which is basically this MIT App Inventor one here. So I'm going to start off with a new start project. So we're just going to call this lock track. No, actually, we just call it lock tracker 3, just to keep a continuity into there. Oh, okay then. Tracker 4. I had one that was a test and didn't do anything. So we just go into the tracker and open it up, and we want to have, first of all, a map. So we just grab a map and put it into there, and we go into there, and the height will actually say fill parent, okay, and width we'll actually go and say fill parent, okay. So let's fill that through there. We're going to go through and put a button down into there, and we'll put the button and on that one I'll find these things, text alignments. I think the whole screen I've actually got to do a center alignment there, which bring the button in. I'm going to leave it like that for the moment, and I'm just going to put press lock just for that. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and get some sensors. So I'm going to get my location center and just drag it and drop it in. It drops to the bottom down there. The next one I'm going to do is get some, I want a connectivity and I want a web. So I bring that through to there. Where's that gone? I think I'll drop it there. There we are. So we got the drop button, and then the other thing that I actually want to do in the layouts and the user interface is actually have a few labels. So I'll put a label there. I just clear the text from there, and then I'll get another label and put it down there, and I'll clear the text from there, and I'll just leave the two for the moment. So because I've centered the screen, everything that I put on that screen gets centered as well. So now we come over to the blocks. The first thing that we're going to do is for the variables, I'm actually just going to initialize one, which is the marker. And I'm just going to set that to text, and I want a null text through to there. The next thing I want is the location center, and when the location gets changed, I want to be able to do on the label 1 text, set label text 1, get in there, your mother, and label text 2, and I'm just going to get that one there, and label 2, we're going to set that one there as well. This might be a bit more simplified than what we have. I find these actually end up wanting to go to the top, so you've got to kind of move them around to do that. So the first one, we're just going to go and hover over the latitude and get the latitude and bang that one and plug it into there. And the next one, we want to get the longitude and put it into there. So that's the first part of there. The next part that we actually want to do is when we press the button. Now, button number 1, and when the button 1 is clicked, what we want to do, let's just check back at the other one here. And then we want to set the map to create the marker with the latitude and things. So we want to set, what's that one? Is that a variable? Oh yes, it is a do. So just going back to the other one, let's just tidy up what we actually had there before. And in there we want a variable, and we want to set to, and then I think it was the map item. Create marker, come through there and plug that one into there, and then we just want to grab, we can do two things here. We can just go onto there and just duplicate, and we can just plug that into there, or we can come up here and grab that one and do it from there. So that's another way of actually doing that plugin. So that's actually moved off a bit, so we're going to move our button down a little bit more down there. So we've got those. And so that's actually just putting that marker and putting it onto the map. And this is the map create marker, which is putting it there. So when we do the button, we want to do a couple of things in there. Now, what did I actually do with there? First of all, I want to do the map, and then I want to pan the map to that point. So when we put the marker on there, it then pans the map to there. So we then get the map icon, and then we go pan to, and then we go pan to, and then we can just copy and V that one. And so we can just drag that into there. We can copy that, copy and V that. I think you do it multiple. And then the other one is that we want math, because this is, math gives you numbers. So we want to zoom to a level. And after my playing with, I ended up with 18 that works for me. So we've done that. So the next thing that we actually want to do in our app is send data across to the spreadsheet. So what we've done here, so this is the next part that we want to do. We want to set the web URL. So we come into there and we go into the web component there, and we go set web. Can we see our URLs? It's got to be the last one, hasn't it? Set the web URL. See, sometimes it doesn't want to sit up there, so we've got to put it up there, and then we've got to move that up to there. In some ways, you can actually pull it out and do it outside here and then join them all together and shove it in. That's another way of doing it. So we set the web to the URL, and then we need a text box. So we'll actually end up with an empty text box, and to do that. And then the next part of the thing is that we want to call and post some text to the web URL. So we then need to have the web again. So jump back to our one there, and we take the web component and we post to post text. So that's what we're doing. We're posting text, and we're going to do a join. So with the join means that we can put some other parameters in there. So at this point in time, we're going to put 4 strings in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're going to need 6, 5, because we got the lat long. So here we're, no, we're only going to do the lat long on this one. So I can go back into there, and I can just pull a couple of those out. So we're going to join, and then and then I need a couple of these. So I need a couple of text boxes. Copy, V, oops. I don't know what the hell happened there. Just do duplicate, copy V into there, and no, I only need 2 of those. So that one I want to join. I'm just going to call this lat x. I'm just nervous about using lat because it might be a protected term in some of the coding. So, and then I've got to use the and or ampersand long x equals. So what we're saying is you're going to get 2 fields of data, and one of them is the latitude and the other one is longitude. So we can go to the location center, or we can actually go here. Copy. Actually, I wonder if I can snag both of those 2. No, it doesn't. Copy V, and we just get latitude. Sorry, let me just go and, what did I do in that one? Location sensor, latitude. Okay, we'll actually do, but because the other one works, I don't want to end up naffing it up. So I'm just going to, and did I do that also up there? Sorry, I've just got to, and that one's a location center. I've got a feeling it's got the X on here because this is the location sensor, so these are those variables inside there. That's why I've got the X's here, because they won't work there. So this is where I think it's showing some warnings or some errors. So I've got to go into the location sensor and get latitude, and I've got to do one of those, and I've got to go into the location center and get longitude there. So copy V, back up, down, copy V. Let's just plug him in first. So we're going to get the latitude and we're going to get the longitude, and these two are wrong, so we're just going to bin them because they don't work in that. I think that's why they're that. So we go copy V, not wanting to do that, so we duplicate there and just plug your macro in there, and we do the same there, and we bang it there. Okay, so the only thing we need is a URL in here now. So we initialize the marker to null at the beginning, and that's just what we have to do. So then that null suddenly receives this, and it makes the pin. So when something changes with the location sensor, it gets the longitude and latitude, and then it puts these through to create the marker. When the button is pressed, it gets the longitude and latitude from the sensor, and then it pans to that location, and that comes through here. So I could actually put that into there, actually. They're not going to let me do it. And then instead of that one there, I'll try it this way around. Let's see. Let's chalk it up, eh? And so do I really need that first part, really? So... So when I press the button, it creates a marker at that latitude and longitude, and then it zooms to that. So it's doing it in the same logic onside the button. So it's not doing anything through there. So it should all be happening when that particular event occurs there. So now I actually have that. I come to and make an untitled spreadsheet, and I've got a new Google Sheet, and I'm just going to call this lock track 4. Okay, so I've got that there, and then I'm going to go into tools, and I'm going to go and do a script editor. Now I'm just going to cut and paste this code from the other one through here, just because I've got it here. I'll leave this copy somewhere so that you can actually access it there, and I'll go select all, go V, and I just call this lock tracker 4, and we have that one through there. And we just save that. Now the spreadsheet ID actually has to be the spreadsheet ID on here. So we've got to grab that one there. And while we're doing that, this is just going to be called rename data in. And then I'm actually going to have another one, which would be glide map. I'll call it that there. Now I've got data in and I've got glide map. So I come back to here and so in the data in, I'm just going to have lat, you can call this whatever you want, because all it's doing is just pushing things into the first and second row, first and longitude. Why am I taping all that crap? So I've now got that sheet name there, and so I've got to change that so it's getting that sheet. And it's getting that sheet there, and I think it was data in, and it was capital N in there on my one, so that's it. So it's using those, and the parameters that it's getting is it's not getting the var there, and it's not getting the altitude there. Whoops. Double hash to comment out that. So there, I can actually just take that there, copy, and put it into there, V, and this one here, I can actually just take out those variables, that one and that one, and that should be ready. So I'll now just do a little save, so hopefully my little dot goes there. So at this point in time, I've got the code, I've got my sheet set up with the tab in here with the latitude and longitude going through. Oh, sorry, I've got it in the wrong one. Oops. So, scary. Sorry. Copy, and we're just going to here, V, and we're going to there, and for the GlideApp ones, we're just going to go X, and we just shove them up there, just for the hell of it. Lock tracker through here. So we have that one through there. Well, that's all ready to go. So the next thing that we've got to do is publish this app. Now, as I said, this is something that gave me a bit of a grief with this, is this is the first one we're doing it. So it's a new version, and then we're just going to say new. and then it's by who, and then who accesses anyone, even anonymous, whoever Mr. Anonymous is, they can actually do it. So we now deploy the app. And then we've got to review the permissions onto here, blurgle, 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 blurgle. We just use that one there. We come into advanced and we come into go to untitled project. I thought it's got a title on it. Oh, never mind. Oh, the funny, I didn't. So anyway, we allow it to do it. So that is now requested. So that is now allowed. And I get a little text on my phone saying evil things are happening to my Google account, and then I just copy that script there and put it into the MIT App Inventor, and I bang it into that URL there, V. So we give that a URL. So now we have that running. We also have that set up, ready to go, as in the data in through there, and we are ready to now compile our app. So if we just go into here, I haven't got anything running, so I haven't got my emulator running, and that'll take 2 minutes to set up. So I'm just going to do a quick build and do it on my phone, which is not really good for you because you can't see it happening, but I'm just going to scan it to my phone and just see if that app comes up. Sorry, that part of the tutorial you're not going to see, and I've just got to check it on my thing. Also, actually, if I did it via the emulator, and I don't know if I can actually, is my emulator still up there? My emulator. I'll start doing my emulator now. So that's now started. So that's running, and what I'll also do, it won't let me do it at this point in time, is I've got to have this thing, so it's compiling. Hurry up. Actually, I don't know if I need that. Oh no, it's setting the label. So that is when I press the button, just above the button, that text comes through to give me the actual latitude and longitude. So that's why I actually need those two there. So I've got that one there. I'm actually just going to use my phone over here and use the barcode scanner and get that. So it's got the location that I'm just going to hit on there. It's now going to download that app and do it. So while I'm doing that, what we can entertain ourselves with here is that I'll run the emulator. Now it's starting the Android emulator here, and so you'll see how long that actually takes. Hopefully we'll have the thing running on this other one quite quickly. Launch the AI starter program on your computer. It is running. Okay, we stop and then we go and start it again. Okay. Now hopefully it will run. No, we're actually having a bad day here. It doesn't seem to be downloading on my phone. No, something's happening there. It doesn't want to do it. And that emulator's Control C. And if it did another install after the last time I'd done it, and then it's just been sitting there. Okay. No. Oh, there's the emulator coming up now. And then I just try for the QR code again. That seems to have mogadored. What I find is it comes onto my phone, and if you don't catch it at the right moment, it doesn't do the download. And so you've got to sort of keep your eye wickedly ready to actually do that. Okay, let's try this one here. Right, download started. Actually, I should just try searching through there. Install. Now, if we just go to our emulator, the emulator's gone to the second part now. Now it's actually, don't send. So the app is installed. Unfortunately, I think because of my, the reflectance of Whoops. I've done a little bit of an error on here. Is that I've got latitude and latitude, and I should actually have longitude, so it can't find me on the map through there. So because I had that error through here, I've got latitude and longitude and latitude and longitude and latitude and longitude down here, but I haven't got latitude and longitude on the other one. That's still thinking about building at this point in time. So because of that, I've got to rebuild the app and do that. So it's affecting that side of the thing. If I find I've got a bug in my code on here, then I actually have to republish that. And if I redeploy that, I've got to come through and change that revision through there. As it is, we haven't tested that part of it yet. We're still testing this part here. So that's come through because the other one had a fault in it. So it's giving me latitude and latitude instead of latitude and longitude. So I've got to cancel out of that on my phone. Sorry, it's not the best tutorial. Dum. And if I just go into bar scanner again, there, got it through. So let's see where that is at. That's at that, and it's not doing it. And bastard, I think I missed it. I'm going to do that yet again. There. My phone, if I don't catch it in time, it hides the screen of the downloads, so it's not easy to get back at. It's not something I do that frequently to get particularly familiar with it. Okay, so on mine, I'll do a little screenshot of that. It actually comes through on my mobile, so that's come through onto here. This has come through, but it hasn't gone on to the next thing. It should be now showing this app here, but it's not. So let's just hit that emulator again and just see what happens there. You see, this is where it can be quite irritating, this waiting so many seconds for the thing to fire up. So it comes through. It has the emulator. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyway, that one now has that location through there, so that should have hit the data. So those first through are there. So on my phone, I've actually got some data into there. So we're just going to delete those rows there. So we actually have some other information. I'm just going to hit that button on my phone again. So on the phone, just wallop it another couple of times. It should be given the same data coming through there. That's fine, doesn't matter. So the next point is the GlideApp side of the thing. So we're just going to go latitude is equal to, and I'm going to do this in quite a crude way, that. And so the longitude is equal to that. And then I'm just going to drag those down a few. And then I'm actually going to have address. And then I'm going to have one called title. And it's just going to be called lock app. And the address is equal to that. And then ampersand. And then double colons, and inside there just a comma, and then the ampersand again, and then the longitude. And so there I've actually got my address, and then I'm just going to say I didn't have accuracy, so all I'm going to do on this one is just give a thing called walk lock, and I just say town belt, and then I just drag that down there. So now I actually have that data, and I'm just going to get rid of that column, delete the column there. So now, with that ready to go to there, I'll go and create a new Glide app from Google Sheets. So it says, what Google Sheet do I want? Location tracker 4, select, and it'll start building my Glide app from that. Well, what are you doing? Where are you? From Google Sheets, location tracker for. There we are. So it's given me the data in and the GlideApp tab. So we want to go to the GlideApp tab there, and we want to select the map for that. And the map that we actually want the address to be the address. We want the title to be the title. We want the details to be the walk location, and the caption can be the walk location. Or we can actually give them a figure on that. So there's the actual apps themselves. And if I now press my location button through there, give access to that, there is that there. So they're a little bit out in a way. They're next door, they're sitting in the next door neighbor. So that is the app as far as we've done it. So the information on there is not too well set out, but you can actually see the process of actually getting the App Inventor, going through. I'll give this code and actually just paste it into the bottom of the description. And I hope that's been of interest to you. Thank you very much for watching. If you found it useful, can you give a thumbs up? If not, don't.